So Daniel, as a coach or in just anyone going through what we're going through, and you start thinking about what's out there as far as things that I have under my control versus not in my control. How do you rationalize us dealing with all that?
Well, this is what the mental flexibility to have an idea, and then you say, I'm going to put that idea into action. Well, that's how you cope. That's how you look at the environment and say, this is what I'm going to do. We call that coping. And a person that copes really well, we call that they're resilient. That's a word, toughness, so to speak. And you can be physically tough, physically, mentally tough. This idea of being mentally resilient, physically resilient, means that you're mastering what's in front of you. Now, one of the cool things about resilience is the best way to frame it is there are things under my control, and there's things that are not under my control. Mentally tough people focus on what's in their control. And if it's not in their control, they just throw it out. Doesn't exist. Now, that's hard, but it is a lesson that, look, if you're a technical director, if you're a coach right now, or you're a parent and you've got kids or a staff, what's under your control? Well, you can go and complain, oh, the NBA is not going, the NHL, there's no cup, and oh, there's not enough toilet paper to go around. That's anxiety producing and useless. And by the way, it's all false. Why not? What are the controllables? Well, I've got a garage. I've got a wall. I've got a soccer ball. Why not act on that? And so online right now, everywhere, people are digging into, practice, all the skills that they're doing while they're isolated and quarantined. I'm a musician, and I'm getting musical videos from Paul Simon, and all these guys are doing these performances from their garage. They're not letting that stop them. So that's where we sit. Take control of the ball. So if you're a technical director, send out 5 videos, say everybody's doing this, 300 touches. And out of that comes creativity. Your staff will come up with an exercise, and then you'll start to video each other and showing tricks at home, and the little competitions will start. Well, I did 50 of these in a row, and someone will do a new trick, and it'll be really fun. It'll be a dance competition of skills. Now, out of that, who knows what will evolve? But you got to take that first step and give people the green light. Yeah, this is fun. This is what we're going to do. And by the way, that's brilliant training.
Excellent.
That's controllables. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense.
Definitely.
Yeah, if you focus on uncontrollables, or a controllable pops in your head and say, well, I can't run, the field, and, I can't get to the track. There's too many people. I can't drive or whatever. And then this obsessive negative thought jumps in your head. What you do is you do the stop sign. And this is where you change your locus of control and you go, no, this is stop. Stop, Dano. I'm not going to think that thought. That's an uncontrollable. I don't live in the uncontrollables. What I can do is I'm going to do a Pilates workout. Well, where do I get that? I get on the internet and I find one I like. I'm going to do skills one day, and then I'm going to do Pilates the next day, and then I'm going to ride the bike the next day. And, oh, no, I don't want to ride. I'm going to do more skills. And you start to adapt and stay in the controllables. If you have a community, wow, new ideas will come.
Thanks, Dano. We didn't get a picture of you doing Pilates, but we
don't want a picture of Dan doing
No, but here's a good example. When I was young, this idea of yoga came in, and I looked and I said, well, that's pretty stupid. No athletes are doing yoga. And now you look at it all these years later, 45 years later, yoga, Pilates, those kinds of mobility exercises are embedded in almost every training session, there's a shift in the way that we do things. And so you have to be ready to try to be ahead of the curve. You guys, by doing this, you're trying to jump ahead of the curve. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you too, with changing the way people think and controlling the controllables, do you have any resources, books, periodicals that you can recommend that we can get out to the group? Because I would imagine if somebody's trying to shift the way they think, that it has to be, they may begin by hitting it once a day, and then tomorrow it's twice a day, and then it starts to be ingrained in their habits. So I think any support material that they could get a hold of that would further that growth would be beneficial. So maybe you could pass some reading material on to Pablo and I, and we can put it up for the group to read. And
Sure. There's some really good ones. If you're an academic and you like to go to the source, Edward Deci and Julian Rotter, Locus of Control, you can even go on Wikipedia and pull up Locus of Control, and you'll see, kind of this kind of framework. The one that's quite popular right now, and I'm on staff at Stanford University, and one of the professors there is Carol Dweck, and she wrote a book. Now, Carol's an academic that has a history of research for, 30 years. And then she put out a lay book that kind of condensed it into practical ideas. It's called Mindset. And it's really about locus of control. And she frames this, if you have a learning mindset, and that's what we did today. Our entire session was trying to get you to have a learning mindset, shift locus of control to the controllables. And then the opposite is a fixed mindset, where you don't kind of adapt and innovate and grow. And so Carol's book, you can probably get it on Amazon used for $1, and that's like having the best top research resource delivered to your door for $3.99. For $5 you get something delivered. It's also Kindle editions. They're fantastic, and it's a good example. And so there's one resource that supports our materials today. Carol Dweck, Mindset.
good. Okay, thanks. Dano, maybe we can give a preview to the group on what we've discussed coming next in terms of the webinar. Do you want to share it with the group?
Well, it's interesting. This one, as you and I have discussed this was really targeted for the adults in the professionals, the technical directors in Virginia. The next one, it makes sense to target it for the kids, for the players themselves and so we have to design a session that is relevant, and the modeling and the pictures and the language makes sense for them. So if they want to dial in and find out what the top athletes in the world are doing during this COVID period, that'll be the teaser.
It sounds interesting.
Dano, thank you very much, and hopefully we can get you back to Virginia to get you back on that river, because that was the last image of you leaving here.
Oh, I miss coming to Virginia. It's something we do every spring, and I miss you guys. Hopefully we'll get there soon.
Well, this time of the year, we're normally in Europe with the ODP program.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hope you continue to enjoy your palatial estate in the Wasatch Mountains. And
Okay,
we're able
boys.
to
It's good to see you.
get you again. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, Menno. Thanks, Pablo.
Thank you, Gordon. All right, let me stop the recording and see how that all kind of pays out. I can cut out some of the ums and stuff. Mine.